Hey, son, cha-cha. Yeah, do cha-cha. Yeah, look, you remind me of a nice day. Yeah,
What's up, folks? We're here with the Live Free Legendary Podcast. It's your boy Skull. I'm here with my man Fresh. We got a nominated Hall of Famer, a walking legend, a living icon. We got a special one here with us. This one's for the Hoopers, man. Welcome, WorldBFree.
Peace, world. Thanks for coming, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man.
Listen,
Thank you.
listen, man. When we started the Live Two Legendary Podcast, it was for people like yourself to honor people that's done things for our community, done things for our city, and give them their flowers. So when I heard about his story and how he didn't really get the credit that he should have gotten as a player, I was so hyped to give him his flowers now. But then I'm learning he getting it now to come back full circle, like we said, with the Hall of Fame nominee coming up that he's going to get because he's well deserving of it. But yeah, I'm honored to be with you. We're at the Sixers facility in Camden. We're in Dr. J room. You can see a bunch of legends behind us. He's going to have his room coming real soon. You feel me? Because he deserves it. But let's start from the beginning, though, because even though like we're in Philly, you're not from Philly. You're from New York, what I learned. You know what I mean? The Mecca of basketball, the Ball Stars. So tell us how it was growing up in Brooklyn, BK.
Well, originally I'm from Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, you're from the A.
As an infant, I was raised up in Brooklyn. My mom and them figured to go ahead and make that change, and grandfather and my grandma, everybody was down in Savannah, but she wanted to make a change, and my father wanted to, so we moved up to Brooklyn, and I was raised there as an infant. So I never really knew about Savannah, Georgia, and until they told me. And once I got to Brooklyn, it was fast, like everything else. Like Philadelphia, everything is fast. Everybody moving fast. You have to be on your P's and Q's at all times. You got to have your head on the swivel. You know what I mean? So you never know what's coming around you, what's coming next. And as a kid, growing up, it was a learning experience for me. I got into trouble like everybody else did, and as kids, because you were kids, just having fun. But and things about have a big family, and I just learned from a lot of things that I did, and God was good to me, very good to me.
How you see, you raised by your mom and your dad, and how many siblings do you have?
Altogether 8.
8? A lot. That's a lot. How many brothers and sisters?
4.
4. Okay.
Most of them alone. 4. Most of them alone.
That's not. That's
Where you fall in that lineup?
Huh?
Where you fall in there?
I'm like in the middle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's always good to just know that you got your siblings behind you, and family is always very important to me. So I've always been a family guy. So if mom's gonna call me from wherever she could be at. She could be on the moon. She said, "Where? Go get me a loaf of bread."
You gonna do it?
I'm going, yeah.
Well, before we get to your basketball career, what do you think you'd be doing if you wasn't playing basketball? If you didn't play basketball, if you wasn't never a Spalding ball, what do you think you'd have been done with your life?
Well, I wanted to be a fireman, and I wanted to be several things. I wanted to be a police officer. I wanted to just go ahead and fight crime and do things like that when I was a kid. I was a good boxer, doing stuff with the Golden Gloves back then, and I was decent. I wasn't getting hurt, but my mom was like, I don't like the sport. But you know what I mean? But like, Mom, I'm not getting hurt.
I'm hurting them.
Yeah, but I was very good there, and those are the things that basically, because my father was a boxer, that's why I wanted to, follow his suit.
Oh, okay. There was a boxer.
Yeah.
Tough guy.
So overall, it sounded like you wanted to serve the community, right? Like you wanted to be a cop, a firefighter, all that's all community-based stuff.
Yeah. Well, look, when I was a kid, and I seen my father save my sister and my brother when they were, one was 2, and my sister was 4. And we had a big fire in our house. The man next door was a wino. He was like a drunk. He always go in the house and he'd fall out, But this time he went because we was living in apartments. But this time he went into the house and he left the stove on. And the stove, something must have hit the stove. But make a long story short, you know, a big old fire happened.
Yeah.
So we come from school, I come from public school, me and my brother, and we like, you know, seeing fire trucks all around the house. You know? So we like, wow, we think it's fun. We was like, oh, look at all the fire trucks, you know, and not realizing the fire was coming from our house, you know. So that whole building, you know, everyone, I seen my father like knocking out the windows of the house because he was in there, he was asleep, you know, and my youngest brother that was 2 was waking him like, Dad, you know, like get up. He saved my father's life. My father was out, you know what I mean? Yeah. So next you know, I'm running around the back, and you see the firemen busting the windows too, trying to make the fire go out. Yeah. And so I see my father with my brother on his neck, and my sister grabbing onto him too, and he was grabbing, and they had fire escapes, and he was coming down with one hand. He looked like Hercules coming down that bad boy, you know, but he was getting out the house. And so when I seen that kind of stuff, and I seen how them firemen came like that, I said, oh, that's something I, you know, would love to do.
Yeah, that's true inspiration.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
You know, you might have your own issues, but I like to make sure that if you have an issue, or if you have an issue, you know what I mean, and I have an issue, you would never see my issue. I would make sure that your issue was taken care of. Right. You know what I mean? I'll go on, but you know, I always make sure that person's always taken care of before me. I've been in the league for 13 years.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm like the number 29th or something all-time scoring guard in the history of the game. And
Pop it, go ahead.
29th all-time scoring guard in the history of the game.
In the history of the game.
Yeah, and
I told you it's one for the Hoopers.
yeah, and and with them Clippers, you know, that's when I branched up after I got traded from Philly. Yeah, and branched up out there and started averaging about over 30 a night. You know, and so I was doing my thing there, and that's when, you know, I got my All-Star burst and all that stuff. So all pro. So,
because now I'm glad that you brought up your scoring, because I heard about a night. It was like a stop. It was like a stop you night. Tell me about that. 'Cause as long as I've been watching basketball, I've never heard nothing like that before, and I've seen a lot of scorers. So that means you had to be serious. But they had like something where the fans get something if they stop you. How'd it go?
Yeah, that was it was crazy. It was like now they had I guess if you miss 2 free throws, you get a hamburger or whatever from Popeyes or whatever. Yeah. But back then, it was a thing that if you stop me, people get free tickets to come in.
Was that for a lot of folks in the league, or was it just you?
Just me. And everybody, and they were trying to hurt me, really. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because, you know, the crowd's getting in. They know if I got 30 and I need another point to grab 31 to get my average, you know, people starting to, you know, actually like physically, you know, beat me up. But see, I'm the kind of guy, when you hit me, it makes it better for me.
You get busy.
Yeah. I love it. You know, I'll be like, all right, yeah.
Why do you think you were targeted so much? Because you were that good, you think?
Yeah, it was that. But people always said that. See, my favorite sports hero back then was Muhammad Ali. Yeah. Muhammad Ali would always say, I'm going to knock him out in 3 rounds. You going in 2. You know what I mean? Yeah. And see, I always loved that because he would predict stuff. Yeah. You know, sometimes it'll happen. You know what I mean? But the thing is, he psyched that person out. You know, guy thinking like, yo, I ain't gonna let him knock me out in 2 rounds. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do like this here, things like that. So my thing was, when I got on the court, I always was like telling the guy like, yo, I sure hope your shoestrings up tight because you're going to lose them ankles. You know what I'm saying? So
you was talking crazy.
Yeah, because of the fact that they was coming at me like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you was, they always told me, my mom always said, you know, you always let a lion sleep.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if you wake him up, you got a problem.
Let him sleep in dog leg.
Yeah. The reporters was coming at you too, I seen a lot.
Yeah, the reporters thought I was like, when I changed my name from WorldBFree to WorldBFree, they thought that I was one of them guys coming from Brownsville, from the hood, you know, trying to be a Muslim, and you know, nobody, you know, I mean, I'm talking to reporters when they asking me to see with a ham sandwich in my hand. So obviously, I ain't no Muslim, right? They don't eat pork, right? Right. So I'm up here, I'm doing my thing, you know. I'm like, so, but they like, oh yeah, why you change your name? You know, from this, what you this and that? So I said, no. I said, I've changed my name because, you know, it was given to me in the projects, and that's the respect that they give you. If over there in New York, if you get just a chance to look like you're coming out, they give you a nickname. People tag you. Yeah. They tag you with a name. So they tagged like they Dr. J. They, you know,
Yeah.
name is Julius Irvin, but he's Dr. J. Somebody tagged him now.
Yeah.
You know, and if they start tagging you, the whole you good in New York.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And so that's what happened with me. You know, when I changed the name, because they asked me, well, why did you change the name? What was the cause of it? And I told them, I said, well, I got the name from this guy by the name of Herb Smith, and I said I used to do 360 slam dunks because I had a 44-inch vertical leap off the ground. You know, what I mean, I can get up there, and I used to do complete circles.
Right.
You know, and dunk on people in the crowds and the ruckers over there, the Harlem Rucker Pro Park, where you had to be good to be in there. So I'm getting in there. I'm got people coming out the stands and stuff. You know, when I'm doing these dunks on people. So somebody yelled out, "World!" You know what I mean? And I was like, man, that sounded good. You know what I mean? So next you know, I said, if I ever make it, you know what I mean, be successful, I said I would like to change my name from Lloyd B. Free, but keep B. Free because that's my father's biological given name to me. Keep that, but I'm gonna change that Lloyd to World Be Free, and I wish like the world could be free one day.
Right. That's dope.
You know.
Wish the world could be free.
That's dope.
Yes, sir.
So you played at Rucker. Was Dykeman good popping back then? Was Dykeman it like it is now?
Was it like it is now?
Yeah. The park.
No,
the league.
It's different now.
It's different now.
Yeah. I mean, everything changed.
Everything.
You played at Rucker, Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Which one of the league? What was the best arena to play in back then?
I like Boston. They say Andrew Toney is the Boston Strangler.
Yeah.
I was the Boston Strangler.
You hear him?
Why are you? Go ahead.
Because the way Andrew played a little bit after he came in the same time I was in.
Yeah.
But he's like I'm probably 3 years older than him or something.
Yeah.
But he came in and you know I left then. You know, but when they was bringing up all that Boston Strangler stuff. You can go back in history, you see who dogged them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every time I seen Boston, I wanted to get them because as a kid, I used to watch them in Madison Square Garden playing the Knicks.
Right.
And John Havlicek, these names, Dave Cowan, JoJo White, Charlie Scott, all these names were like with the Boston Celtics legends. You know what I mean? And they used to come into the Garden. I used to say, yeah, I got to go ahead and get a chance play the Boston Celtics when I was a rookie. You know what I mean? I said the whole world gonna see this game. You know, you on that time you on CBS. You know, that's what the channel, the amazing network channel you were on. And when that comes on, that was around the world. Yeah. When you got a chance to play on that, you want to give it all. And we always seem to play Boston on CBS.
What's the most you gave Boston?
Probably about like 30-something, 39.
I think Boston 30.
And back then, see, it's a different game now. Back then, see, you can take one shot and you can have your teeth knocked out your mouth. You know what I mean? But you still have to play in the game. Might not be a foul, you know. But the thing is, you still play. But it's not somebody touch you and it's a foul nowadays. See, there you can get with it.
I'm glad you said that because when my fault, Fresh. Go ahead.
Is it true that I'm speaking on what you just said? Is it true that you got a punch along or something before the Portland game, something like that?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. I didn't believe that when I read that.
Yeah, that series we played we were in the playoffs, and they knew that I was the answer coming off that bench, you know. And when I got into the game, this guy by the name of Mike Newland, he was a veteran. You know, I'm a rookie. He was a veteran, and he was about 6'5". He was strong, man. He looked like he was cut from a stone. You know what I mean? And we were running, crowd going crazy, right? The loose ball, we was down 1 point. And I was running for the loose ball, and he seen me coming, but he started running towards me, right? And I'm reaching out, I have all this open, you know. So he seen me, so then he saw that, he stuck his knee and everything inside here. Like his whole knee came out here to my, you know, other side of my body. So I was on the ground pamping for air because I couldn't breathe because my lung was collapsed.
This is basketball.
Yeah, this is basketball.
It's basketball, not rugby.
My lung was collapsed and my ribs were broke.
From that?
Yeah, he hit me full speed.
Did they call foul?
Huh?
Did they call foul?
No, I was on the ground. They had to stop. They had to stop the game. And Daryl Dawkins, my man.
Ooh, Thunder, Chocolate Thunder. That's my guy.
Daryl Dawkins picked me up on the floor, from off the floor like a little baby. You know what I mean? Because everything was like delayed. It's not like now. They come to get you right away.
It was right there.
Yeah, he picked me up and got me to the ambulance. But if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be sitting here in this chair with y'all.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. I couldn't breathe. Yeah, I couldn't breathe. I was.
If he ain't collapse your lung and damn near kill you, you think they would have called a foul? If you ain't get knocked down on the floor,
they might not have.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
They wouldn't have. That was
You knew hoopers could never last. That was never last in these days.
Let's talk about that. Listen, like that's a good segue.
That's
First, like
deep.
you know how they talk about NBA back then compared to NBA right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, LeBron, Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. The list goes on about can those dudes survive, play, exist
Never.
back when you did. What's your take on that?
Well, I put it this way, because I can't like project how people are. You know, like they always say, could Mike Tyson beat Muhammad Ali back in his, his era? But I can't really tell you.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you if LeBron could play in this era, but I know one thing, or whoever else. Who else you said?
Kevin Durant,
Kevin
Steph
Durant,
Curry, Kyrie Irving.
I couldn't tell you, but I could tell you one thing. You wouldn't be averaging as many points as you average.
The score wouldn't be so high.
It'd be a different thing, because it was a tough game back then. You know, it was slower, but the guys was like more compact.
Yeah.
Back then, you know.
But you had, because they always also say it like it's more entertaining now, but you had style back then. You were like known for your style.
Yeah, definitely.
And the way that you played. It wasn't just your buckets, it was also your style of play.
Floater, 360s.
All of that. Like what you said, right? Like did what was the guy's name? Gil Reynolds?
Yeah.
How much influence did he have on your game?
Well, he was the one who took me basically from the streets and said, "Look, I'm gonna make something out of you." You know what I mean? And like I had the game.
Who is Gil Reynolds?
He's a coach. He was a recreation coach. A guy just from out the park, seeing guys, come on over here, guys. You know
Right.
what I mean? And he was a guy that he took no longer. He came from the service. He came from the army or something, and he just put his bags down and said, "I'm going to teach the kids." You know what I mean? That's what he's doing. That was his forte for what he needed to do. So with me, I know he took me around a lot of places, a lot of gyms, to play against different competitions. Like I couldn't shoot, but I could jump. You know what I mean? And he told me, because I was shooting my jump shot like a set shot, you couldn't get newspaper under my sneakers. You know, and he was like,
That's a bad man.
yeah, but that's how he did me. And then he said before it's all over, you know, I'm in high school, you're gonna jump off the ground and shoot that jump shot. You know what I mean? So he'll play, and he was a strong dude. You know? And every time I would go to shoot my little set jump shot, he'd hit me in the face, like, you know what I mean?
In the face?
Yeah, because he playing defense, and because he playing defense, he'd go up like this.
Yeah.
So
You can't convince me that that's cool though.
no. It was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, because after a while, he's telling you, but I didn't realize it. Like eventually, you're gonna get off the ground.
Because he shouldn't even be able to reach your face.
That's right. 'Cause you can jump out the building,
Yeah.
and you up here shooting set shots.
Right.
So you know, after a while, you know, he started hitting me in the neck.
Right.
And after a while, he
In the
started hitting me in
chest.
the chest.
Yeah.
After a while, you know, it was. Game
What did
was
that do
over.
for your game?
Wow.
What it did for my game, you couldn't stop me.
Once you got that?
Yeah, once I got that, because I knew what else I had. I can go both ways because I'm left-handed. I'm ambidextrous.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm good with both of my hands. And
Yeah.
I can go both ways. And at that time, they basically had people just like going one way. Like you got right-handed or you had the
left-handed. Yeah. Handle didn't really evolve yet back then.
Ambidextrous back in this like the late 70s?
Yeah.
You went to where'd you go?
Canarsie.
Canarsie?
Yeah.
Canarsie High School?
Mm-hmm.
So when did you realize I'm special, I'm going to the league?
I didn't realize that until when I was in the park and I was playing against the old timers.
Yeah.
And they normally wouldn't let you play. You know, they let you sit on the side. They bring their ball, and you got to sit on the side.
Yeah.
You know, and one time, I guess one of their guys got hurt, and I was sitting on the sideline with my ball, and they never called me, never. So I'm sitting over there. The guy get hurt, so there was one of the big guys was like, "Hey you," I was AU at that time.
Right.
Hey you, come over here. I'm looking around the park. I'm like, who they talking to?
Right, because you couldn't believe it.
I don't believe it. They called me. He said, "Come on, man, come out here, kid." So I get on the court. Next thing you know, the ball came up the basket. I jump up, get the rebound, and I taste it up real strong on it. Like the big guy, the big guy's like, "Damn."
Right.
Young boy, man, what's up there?
How old were you at that time?
15.
Oh, wow.
In high school. Yeah. He said, hey man, where you letting it go up like that? I said, I don't know, I'm just playing.
Right.
He said, well, you keep playing like that. You know what I mean? After that, them guys kept on picking me. Yeah. And I got better. But then I knew after playing with them guys, I can do it.
Speaking of being in the park, tell us, we live in Philly, 2025. It's kind of crazy outside. With the young bulls, how they carrying the city. But tell us how it was growing up, how gang culture influenced you growing up in that time.
Well, we had the gangs, Undertakers, Jolly Midgets, all these kind of guys, and I did my, like I said, I did my thing, and but I had a pretty tough family too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
a
lot of people, yeah. You know what I mean?
8 siblings.
So we they try to get me in, and I went for a little bit, but
they jumped you in? You got jumped in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but I went and took care of some business, and
right.
By the time that they said to my brothers and came down to him, they said, well, look, he's going to be a ball player. He's not going to be this.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's going to be something that you guys ain't going to believe that he's going to be it, So after a while, I started playing more. Names start getting out there a little bit. After a while, the games was like, nah, we're going to leave him alone. We're just going to let them be.
Come on, man.
Yeah, they just let me be.
They respected it.
Yeah, they gave me a pass.
Yeah.
Wouldn't bother me. Say nothing.
So the ball changed your life, literally.
Literally changed your life.
Literally changed.
Well, speaking of, real quick, let me get this one out. This is a fan question. So, you played against Magic. You played against Bird. You played against
Michael
Dr.
Jordan.
J. Oh, Jordan too?
Yeah. I'm in this book. They asked Michael who's the two greatest players, the best player that he ever had to play against. And in this book, he said Reggie Miller and WorldBFree.
How much you give him?
Huh?
How much you give Jordan?
Me and him, we'll go 30-something a night when we go at each other.
So I want you to tell us. I want you to tell the world. So you have Dr. J, Larry Bird, Magic, and Jordan. Can you please tell us the difficulties or challenges of guarding them and playing against them? Any stories about those 4 legends right there?
Well, I didn't have to guard. I guarded Magic.
Yeah.
I guarded Jordan. The difficulties of these guys, the game was changing up a little bit, and that's when they began to take the ball and carry it.
Yeah.
You see, before, like Allen Iverson he was carrying for a minute till they made him start bringing it down. But Magic, in Magic 6'9", he had like 7 feet hands.
Yeah.
He would grab. One time I was reaching for the ball in the game, and I had the ball right in my hand, but he palmed it and just took it over my hand like that. And I'm looking at the ref like, yo, that's a carry.
Oh. I'm saying he ain't put his hand under the ball though.
No, he just palmed it and put it over my hand while he running.
My boy got skills.
I see the game was changing. Then Michael, with his head turning over stuff, as soon as you get to you, you hesitate.
Right.
Then you can go. That's easy to do it like this. It's a different move.
What year was that for you when you realized the game was changing?
I figure around 80, 85.
And you came in 77. All right, so that was like year 8 for you. All right, so yeah.
So is Michael and Magic as good as they say? What I want to know, like you actually.
Yeah. But you know who you're not saying who
Don't
the best
say
was?
Don't say it.
Is George Iceman
Oh
Gordon.
yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I heard.
Oh, the layup guy.
Yeah.
Finger roll.
Finger roll.
Finger
baby.
roll.
Finger roll.
This man, out of all them guys you just talked about,
Yeah.
Couldn't touch his offense.
One thing my mama
Come
told me.
on, I don't know about that.
No, yeah, I heard.
Come on.
I heard he was him.
Air Jordan, Magic, no look, original low look.
I
Iceman,
heard,
all he did was
yeah.
layups. What are you talking about?
Wait.
That's why you're fresh.
Oh, he really ice like that. Tell us.
I'm telling you the real deal. That man, look, he has. Me and him went back to back for scoring titles in the NBA.
Yeah.
And we going at it. And every time I would look at his stat, he'd look at my stat. And he always had the last games. You know what I mean? We out of the 82 games, he would have that last game. And so we always be like a fraction of a point away from who's winning the division, on the scoring titles. But I played him one day, we played a lot, so we didn't normally guard each other. But that night, we was guarding each other. And that man had at least about 50 by halftime. It didn't say much about my defense, but
by halftime.
Yeah, man. He was doing that. But that's not only. He played San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, and he only was this big.
Yeah, Fenbo.
Yeah.
So is Larry Bird the good white player you ever seen play?
So yeah, every time we talk about, I hear people talk about who. My bad, y'all. Every time I hear folks talk about who's great, they talk about Jordan and all that, and I always hear about Larry Bird. I never seen Larry Bird play besides like a video, a little clip. You was on the court with him. Mm-hmm. I also know he had dead spots on the floor over there in Boston. That's a little cheating. We gonna say that. Ain't nobody else had dead spots. So
you said that.
I said that. Larry. So
He was
Mr. Bird. So listen, was he that good?
Was he that good?
Yes, he was.
They said he used to talk crazy to people and destroy them.
Yes, he was. I was with the Cavaliers, man, when I was playing for Cleveland, and we were in the playoffs. He was hurt that one game, and came back the next one. But a friend, I'm not going to call my partner out who he said it to, but he told my man we had a half-court line for jump ball, and Larry said to him, "I'm standing here where you is, and Phil and Larry right here, and Phil's." I said his name, but anyway, you
did, but it's cool. It's cool.
He was right there, right? So Larry said, "I'm going to hit 3 jump shots on you right here." It's still our crowd. We had 30,000 people in the building screaming crazy. And Larry, I'm gonna hit 3. We had the half-court line. Game didn't start yet. They threw the ball up. First play down, Larry come that same spot. Hit right, bam, hit it. So Phil didn't know I heard him say.
Yeah. It's all right. Don't worry about it. It's all right. It's all right, Phil. It's cool, baby. It's a long time ago.
Phil Richardson. That's not his name. That's not his name. But anyway, he comes back, right, and hit another shot from the same spot. Bam, the crowd going crazy. And we in our hometown, in our home spot. You know what I mean? So next thing you know, it's coach called timeout. So I go by that person.
It wasn't Phil.
Yeah, no.
It wasn't Phil.
I go by that person, I'm saying, "Yo, you just heard that man told you," and I heard it. He said he gonna hit 3 spots.
Yeah, I heard it.
Right there, man. You heard it. Right? So he's like, looking at me with a stupid face. I'm like, "Hit him, man, or something."
Right.
That man came back another time, same spot, bam, and then when he told me, he said, "Hey, Will, I don't know why they put him on me." I said, and he be serious too.
Yeah.
Larry Bird be serious, but he can play. He come out, man. He can play.
They say he's one of the greatest small forwards of all time.
Yeah, he can. He's
Is
right
he
there.
the greatest small forward of all time, in your opinion?
No, Dr. J is the
Dr.
greatest.
J. I was just making sure you was going to say it while we was in this room. I ain't know how you was going to ask while we was in here. I just didn't know.
Hey, wait a minute. Doc and Bernard King.
Yeah.
Ooh, the Knicks.
Bernard King.
Yeah, he was
Off camera, you said somebody named Fly.
Live to be Legendary is proudly sponsored by Philly Real Estate Services and Solutions. Are you a Philadelphia landlord in need of expert landlord-tenant services? Look no further. Philly Real Estate Services and Solutions is here to represent you in landlord-tenant court, ensuring a smooth and hassle-free experience. Give them a call at 610-235-7998. Again, the number is 610-235-7998.